What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages? We are live here on YouTube and Facebook here for the first time. I wanted to do something special. As y'all can see in the description box, I'm going to be talking about, you know what, I forgot, but we're going to get this straight. We're going to be talking about tonight about the worst investments. So often we always have people talk about their best investments, how they did so good, how they did so perfect, how they made all these things start to happen, right? And I learned a very humbling lesson at Berkshire Hathaway in 2017. I was listening to Warren Buffett speak in Omaha, and he had a conversation about something called Dexter shoes. Never heard of Dexter shoes in my life. You probably can go look them up. But I want to say Warren Buffett had brought Dexter for whatever reason. I don't know. He brought Dexter shoes, and he spoke about having Dexter shoes and how it practically went to zero, how he gave away some stocks there. And I was kind of appalled. I was shocked. I said, "What? Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, made a mistake on investing?" But it was very intriguing as I listened to him as he spoke about it, what it was bad about it, what he learned about that whole situation, right? So as we go around this world of social media, podcasts, YouTube, the financial literacy space has grown so much in the last decade. And you always see people talk about how great they were. Oh man, I did this made this much money. I did that and made this much money. I'm just so great. I'm just so grandiose. But I always tell people, if you can look at a proposal or an investment and you can't tell me about the downside, that leads me to believe you don't know nothing about it. Know enough about it. It's like a relationship. If you got a friend and your friend know nothing about you, right? Your friend y'all never got into an argument. Do you really know that friend? Y'all never had a falling out. Is that really a good friend? Or a marriage or relationship or whatever? So if you look at a proposal and you can't debate either side and tell me the pros and the cons, you just always up, 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 up. Do you really know it that well? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that bring me to the topic today, my worst investments of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and make sure.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit that like, comment, and share button.
If you are catching this live, either you're on Facebook or Instagram, go ahead and make sure you hit that, tell me where you're from. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into it. So number one, drum roll, please. I say I'm going to go back to my studio, but I haven't. But drum roll, please. The first one is Silvergate, SI. If you are catching this live or catching the playback, Silvergate was a banking company that handled the crypto. So as y'all remember, probably about a year or two ago, Bitcoin was on a raid. It was on a rampant run. You saw people making millions of dollars off of Bitcoin left and right. The Ethereum, the Dogecoin, the this coin, the that coin, or whatever. And I told people that digital lottery tickets. I said, well, they're digital lottery tickets, but you couldn't help those returns. People was making $1 million left and right, right? Hundreds of thousands, $10,000. How could you sit on the sideline? Every day my buddies call me, dude, man, I went to work, came back to my car, I'm up 50%. Crazy. Feel like you're missing out. So the thing about cryptocurrency, anybody that knows me and really tune into the show, I've always told people cryptocurrency is like cryptocurrency was a digital lottery ticket. I always said that from day one because there's no possible way to make an investment into cryptocurrency. And the reason why I say there's no possible way to make an investment into cryptocurrency because you cannot get investment data. You could not look inside of it. I didn't know how many coins. I didn't know where the coins were coming from. I didn't know if they was Chuck E. Cheese coins. I didn't know if they were dollar coins. I didn't know who was making them. People was mining. People was doing this. Some people said it was backed by terrorist organizations. Some people said the black market. How can I really look? All I can do is people say, do your research, Prince. Look at all this data. That is filtered data. What I mean by filtered data, somebody wrote an article and put it out there. So I'm like, well, you can't really make an investment off of it. So I speculated a little bit and I did some research and I found this company. I'm going to share this with you guys. Let's share my first screen for the people that are on YouTube and the people that catch the podcast. Where are we at on here? Give me 1 second here. I should have closed out some of all this crap before I went live, huh? That's all right. We're going to find you. There we go, right here in front of my face. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right, there we go. So as you guys and girls could see, let me change this banner here so y'all can see it a little bit better. Hope y'all can see that better. There we go. So as you guys and girls can see, number one, I'm on the website for Silvergate. Silvergate, ladies and gentlemen, was SI. This was the banking. How y'all doing there? Catching this live. This was the banking for, this is the investor relations for Silvergate. If you remember Silvergate, give me a +1 in the chat or whatever, right? So this is Silvergate. Here we go. On March 11, 2023, Silvergate. Oh, man, I mean, SI was just all over the place. When Bitcoin was up, oh, my God. I mean, I couldn't stop this thing from going up. Man, I was a genius. I told everybody, see, I didn't invest into the coins. I invested into the back half of the coins. What's going on, Al? I see you over there on Instagram. I said, man, I invested into the back door of the coins. So I didn't really get the coins. I got the back door to it, almost like the whole Bitcoin Silvergate SI. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to come in here and tell you, oh, yeah, I was the one talking about it, but then I stopped talking about it, you know. So my guy Al, that what's going on. So number one, ladies and gentlemen, it was Silvergate. Let's read what it says. On May 11, 2023, Silvergate was notified that the New York Stock Exchange has commenced proceeding to delist the company's common and preferred shares. Trading in Silvergate securities on the New York Stock Exchange has been suspended. Can you believe that? Silvergate, SI, made so much money off of these guys, has been delisted by the New York Stock Exchange, right? So as you can see here on YouTube, Silvergate got suspended. As of May 12, 2023, it may be possible to trade the company's securities on the OTC expert market. However, the company makes no recommendations as to advisability to any such trading. So right here, they got delisted on the New York Stock Exchange. This was a company that was a darling. It was a darling during the cryptocurrency era. And we got to talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. What lessons did you learn? We don't care. What lessons did you learn? So let's look at some of their press releases that they put out from the company itself. It hurt my feelings, y'all. It sure did. So right here, the first thing it says, oh, Rock, what's going on, Rock Steady? I see y'all over here. How y'all doing over there? He said, teach, bro. Of course, everybody wants to talk about their wins. Nobody want to talk about the L's, I meant to say. I got some hot L's, like Uncle Shay would say. So here it is. As y'all can see on YouTube, we live on YouTube and Instagram, and this is a podcast at the same time. So right here, coming out of La Jolla, California, which is San Diego, Silvergate Corporation, the holding company for the Silvergate Bank, today has announced that on March 17, 2023, it received a letter from the New York Stock Exchange saying that notifying the company that it is not in compliance with the New York Stock Exchange continuing listing standards, given the company failed to timely file its annual report on 10K. Year ending December 31st. So the company I invested in, Silvergate, I never would imagine it would go to zero. Not zero. Because I said this is a traditional bank. It was a traditional setup bank that focused on cryptocurrencies. So when I was like, well, I don't know anything about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and blah, blah, blah. But Silvergate, I can look it up, watch it, see all those other good things. So right here, it didn't file this annual report, Form 10K, as of December 31st. So I guess it got delisted, right? Although the company management has been working diligently to complete the required information for the Form 10K, it is sequentially part of such information has been completed. The company needs additional time to complete its 10K, and as an independent registered public accounting firm, requires more time to obtain information from the company, all of the good stuff. So on March 20th, they was talking about how they couldn't put out the information they need to put out, right? So he said Teesbro facts. So yeah, everybody always talk about it. So let's get back into this some more. And let's talk about what happened to Silvergate and what lessons did you learn before I get into my next one. All right, here we go. So right here, Silvergate, SI. It was on the New York Stock Exchange as SI. If you look up SI today, it's a penny stock. I don't even think it's not even there anymore. I'm sorry, it's not even there. It's on the OTC market worth pennies. This is a company that was worth 128. I think I got it at 40 some, 50 some bucks. And this company was just running up and doing good, especially when the whole cryptocurrency raise was going. It was lending out money, doing what a traditional bank does. It was a bank in San Diego that was a traditional bank, had traditional finances that I could read and everything like that, but it focused on the crypto world. And when crypto was doing good, so was Silvergate. Okay, here it is right here. Here's the news. March 8th, 2023. Even when I saw this news, ladies, even as it was coming down, I saw this news. It was falling at the same time Bitcoin was, but I was like, you know what? Everybody has a downturn. Tesla had a bad year last year. Uber was bad last year. All these companies was bad last year, right? And when all these companies was bad, I was like, you know what? I just can't bail on you because you have a hard time. So I'll just hold on to it. And when a company is going down, you don't know if it's a dip or if it's a knife. There's a difference between a dip and a knife. A dip is what I just said. It goes down and it comes back up. A knife, when a knife is falling and you're trying to hold on to that knife and it's falling through your hands, man, you're going to be bleeding. It's going to cut you. When something is going down, it's hard to know. You start to second guess everything about yourself. That's when you become the most investigative. When things go wrong, you're like, man, what's happening? Is it just a downturn? Is it time to buy more? Is it time to bail out? Is it blah blah blah? But I didn't have a significant amount of money in the Silvergate. This was all kind of I think I had some crypto, but this was all speculative stuff. This was all just stuff I didn't care about. So it wasn't like a thing. It was like a lottery ticket. I told people digital lottery ticket. It was a lottery ticket to me. I had some money there. If it turns into something, great. If it didn't turn into nothing, okay. So here it is. Here's the news that broke on March 8th that crushed my soul. And I realized, hey, I got to cut my losses and go on. Silvergate Corporations, I had it in my son Wesley's portfolio because I said, hey, you know what? Just in case, lottery tickets. Who knows? By the time he becomes an adult, might be something worth something. If not, okay, he has other companies and stuff like that. So Silvergate Capital Corporation, the holding company for Silvergate Bank, today it announced that it is winding down its operations and voluntarily liquidated the bank in an orderly manner and in accordance with the application regulatory process. That crushed me. The company just said it. In light of recent industry and regulatory developments, Silvergate believes that an orderly wind down of bank operations and a voluntary liquidation, this is the best path. This is the best path going forward. The bank winds down, and liquidation plans includes full repayment of all deposits. They gave everybody their money back. The company is also considering how to best resolve claims and reserve the residual value of its assets, including proprietary technology and its tax assets. Woo. In connection with the above, Centerview Partners LLC is acting as the financial advisor. Kraft, Swine, and More LLPC is acting as the legal advisor, and Strategic risk assessors is providing transition project management assistance. So it lists out the companies that's going to be helping to do his bankruptcy, his taxes, stuff like that. And the company went bankrupt. I mean, Silvergate literally disappeared. And now, what was the lessons learned, Prince? Let's get into the lessons learned. Now that we know what happened to Silvergate, it liquidated, it laid down the hammer in March, and here we go. Here you go, Dark Kimmy. He said, I took a modified Warren Buffett approach to investing. I've only had one real loss all year. Yeah, Silvergate was good for you, Dark. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, Silvergate was a big one, right? And what I mean by that was it wasn't big to me. It was, to see it go completely like disappear, become delisted. This teaches this can happen to any particular company, right? So now here were the lessons learned with Silvergate. The first thing I learned was Silvergate took approach to focus on one asset. A bank took an approach to focus on one asset, which was cryptocurrency. It backed up Ethereum. It backed up, Bitcoin. It did all these great things, right? So when you do all those type of things, that increases your risk of if that one thing goes wrong, all heck gonna break loose. It's almost a thing I always tell people it's a problem with Facebook. You look at the way Facebook make money, it makes money through its advertisers. If something ever happened to Facebook advertisers, man, run for the border because Facebook, 90% of its money is coming from advertisers, right? So there was a time or two where things got a little scary for Facebook when they were they had a little run of almost a little run with their advertisers there. So Silvergate, when I looked at it and I studied it, it got into one asset class in an extremely risky, volatile asset class. Because here's the thing. When you're making money, nobody cares about risk. Keep that in mind, y'all. When you're making money, nobody cares. When you're making money, you could tell somebody, hey, guys, that looks stupid. That sounds dumb. Well, I don't care. I made 20% last night and tomorrow and blah, blah. It goes back to this lesson when I was interning for an investment firm out in Austin, Texas. And the guy essentially told me, he said, Prince, in this industry, people want you to be a little bit older. I said, what do you mean by a little bit older? I was early 30s. He said, they want you to be a little bit older. They want you to have a little salt and pepper in your head and stuff like that. I said, well, who cares? I went to school. I got the licenses and you have enough real world experience. You maybe gotten lucky on something, but you don't really know what's happening, right? So Silvergate took an approach where it went to just focusing on cryptocurrencies. It focused on cryptocurrencies, and when Bitcoin and Ethereum was going up, oh man, it was in hog heaven. As soon as all that cryptocurrency pretty much is being suppressed, notice you don't hear anybody talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and this coin and that coin. Everybody's real quiet right now. And when everybody got quiet on it, then you saw the parent company, which is Silvergate Capital Corporations, decided, hey, it's time to move on. That was my biggest lesson that I learned in the first one. Now, let's get into the second one. Y'all saw me talk about this in the second one. The second one, I did a video about it. I told you guys I was going to buy this. And since I did a video about it, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and only going to talk about the good stuff. I'm going to tell you about the bad stuff too. The first one was Silvergate. Silvergate, March 08. Even after it delisted, y'all, I still held on. I was like, you know what? It wasn't a retirement plan for me. It was a lottery ticket for me. It did extremely well. It was shooting up through the roof. I said, okay, Bitcoin takes off, then this is a less riskier way of cryptocurrency. So that was a lesson learned. A company can stop and jump out of an operation. They can bail out at any time. Number two. Y'all ready for number two? Can I get a drum roll, please? Let me get my number two. See, SI, I had to give up. It got delisted. It became a penny stock. Now it's like 87, something like that. But y'all can see over here on YouTube, number two was the NFT. Let me bring this down for y'all. Let me stop sharing the screen. Let me get on this other screen. Hopefully it didn't go out on me. I brought an NFT and I brought an NFT live. Y'all remember that little dog that I brought? Do y'all who remember the little dog that I brought? This little baby fox. That's what it was. Okay, I don't even know what this thing is. Hold on. Now it got me on something else. Y'all give me a second. I'm trying to show y'all my baby fox live. Right? I don't know where you at. There we go. That's not what I had. I had a baby fox. Go to my inventory. I brought this thing and I just looked it up today. Remember when NFTs got hot and everybody was like, oh, you should like, a podcast can be an NFT. Your books can be an NFT. My books themselves, my books became an NFT. Who remember that? I posted about it. I created an NFT. I turned my book series into an NFT, right? Pictures could be an NFT. You could be an NFT, almost kind of very close to cryptocurrency because it got to a point to where you had everyday people creating currencies and people was buying them and investing into them. And it wasn't that people was looking to get rich or anything. People just like, hey, I heard people are making money doing this. Same thing as a lottery. It's a lottery approach. But the big thing is, it's a difference between investing and speculating. Speculating is when you are just going in looking at what you're trying to do, right? Speculating is when you are just looking at an investment and just hoping the best for it, right? So what ended up happening, my first NFT I brought, the only one I got, was a baby fox. I can't remember how much this baby fox cost. I paid for it with Ethereum. When I paid for it with Ethereum, I didn't even know. I paid for Ethereum. I brought this thing, went online, went onto the sandbox. You remember, it was hot. Everybody was talking about it. Digital real estate, NFTs, paintings. People had pictures. Everybody had an NFT. I had NFTs. It was a thing to do. It was hot. It was like, hey, So I only had one thing. I'm showing it to you guys right here. This is this little baby fox. I still have an 8.18 sand. I guess there's some currency that I can buy, right? Here's this little fox. It's kind of funny. I'm looking at it. Here's this little fox here. I brought this baby fox. Didn't know much about it. Wasn't a retirement plan or anything. It was just something that I played around with. The thing don't even move. It don't do anything, right? You see my little token. I bought it with Ethereum. People was mining on it. I think the people that was mining it and selling didn't even know what was going on. But I brought this thing, and it was just a thing, and today I think this thing is worth zero. I don't think I could sell this thing if I wanted to. I think this thing cost me like 50 something bucks, if I'm not mistaken. 50 something bucks today. I spent 50 bucks at lunch before, so I was never upset about paying 50 bucks for it. But as we can see, not too many people will come on and tell you the worst investments or what went wrong for me in 2023 and the lessons you learned out of them. The lesson I learned, as I shared with you guys, my number one mistake was Silvergate. Silvergate really wasn't a mistake. It was just a bank that was backing up cryptocurrencies, right? Silvergate was it was a monster. Made a ton of money coming out of 2022. This thing was going crazy. And I felt it was a safe way. I was like, wow, it's not really a cryptocurrency. It's a bank in San Diego, up in La Jolla, that focused on cryptocurrencies. When cryptocurrencies turned around and became cold, so did Silvergate. Number two, this NFT. For the people that's catching this on YouTube, I see y'all over there on Instagram. You can see I brought this baby fox NFT. Thing disappeared on me, right? So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my two worst investments of 2023. The baby fox NFT and Silvergate. Looking back on it, the lesson I learned, and I kind of feel like that's what's going on with AI. AI and cryptocurrencies have a very similar thing. You can learn more from your mistakes than your success. I've had a good bit of success this year so far because I'm a bull. I'm a person, a bullish person. So far, the year started off good, then it went to crap. These last few weeks been very good for us, right? But I said, you know what? I'm not going to get on here and tell y'all, oh, look, y'all, I told you, look, Uber. Yeah, everybody know it. Oh, look, Microsoft is doing good. Uber is doing good. Because in a bull market, everybody's a genius. In a bad market, that's who you're going to really see who is who, what is what. When that portfolio starts to draw down and you start to question what the heck is in there, you're like, man, is this thing in a dip? Should I be buying more? Should I be getting rid of it? You don't know what's going on. Best thing to do, ladies and gentlemen, don't log into it when the market is down. Um, I should have got out of Silvergate a little bit earlier, but I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to Silvergate because it was a lottery ticket for me. It wasn't my bread and butter, right? And I don't know if it's a natural human thing, but when things are going bad, you have a tendency when things are going bad, you have a tendency to want to sit back and like wait for the best and hope for the best. You're like, oh man, it's going to go down, it's going to come back. When things are going well, you feel good about yourself, you feel like a genius. What's going on over there, Slong in here? How y'all doing over there on the Instagram side? Now, the thing I learned about that was the behavior of the human, knowing when to get out of something and when something is in a dip. So, for prime example, I'm pretty heavy in Apple, Microsoft, Uber. Here, another one that's pretty risky is Uber. Uber had a great year this year, doubled its funds, 100%. Uber's going up this year. But you have to, the biggest threat to Uber that I see is if a company comes and buys Lyft. If a Tesla comes and buys Lyft, an Apple comes and buys Lyft, that's when I would get scared. You know, that's when I become more timid about my Uber holdings. So the only thing that's really my portfolio that I'm really speculating that's the riskiest thing is Uber. You got to know what's in your portfolio. What is super risky? What is medium? And what is low? Low, S&P 500. If that thing goes to crap, the world is in crap. We got a whole bunch of problems going on. Next up, your blue chips, something like an Apple, Microsoft, Walmart, those type of companies, Target. Those are big blue chips. That's the middle of the portfolio. The top part of that portfolio, you got up there maybe something like an Uber or something like that. You got to be watching that thing because anything can happen, turn in that whole space. I think somebody's going to come out and buy Uber, but I think Uber now is dominating the space so much that somebody may go buy DoorDash or Grubhub or Lyft because those companies gone down so bad that they're now becoming value. Because when a stock starts to fall, the value starts to increase if the company is good. Because just because the price is down don't mean that what you call is down, right? Dark said, I'm trying to accumulate now. If the next bull run come, I will be a genius. Yes, you're accumulating. I think we're getting ready for that next bull run. I think the bull run has just started. That's my opinion. You know, that's my opinion. So, but yes, we will see. So that's me all the way. Uh Someone on Instagram says Tesla with all it got buying Lyft would be a shift. Well, this is what I was thinking. I thought when Tesla came out and brought Twitter, which is now X, I said you should have brought. Who remember my episode when I said don't buy Elon? Don't go out here and buy Elon. I was telling Elon Musk don't buy Twitter, buy Uber. Thought it'd been a great idea to buy Uber because we all know self-driving cars is halfway here. Tesla, you know, they're in the beta phase of self-driving cars. Imagine if you got the self-driving cars. What makes Uber and Lyft so powerful is the database. It's not what they do, it's the database. Imagine if you got self-driving cars and you put it on top of the technology of Uber. Imagine if you did that and watch what Uber would do, right? So now you can have people who want to ride, get a ride rather easy. You can have people who want to get a ride. It'll be very easy. People who want to order food. So now how we use Uber Eats. Imagine if automated car came and picked up and dropped off your food, or picked you up and dropped you off. So we already know self-driving cars is being worked on by Apple and Tesla and all of the good stuff like that. Imagine if they could go into the quote unquote taxi cab business, which is Uber and Lyft, and get that database. That'll be huge for them. But right now, Uber price tag is so high. The market cap on Uber, especially like right now this year, Uber doubled, in 2023. So, he's saying he should have brought Uber instead. I got a video. I made a whole video when they announced Elon Musk is going to looking to buy Twitter. I was like, please don't do it. Buy Uber. You know how much richer he'll be right now? I mean, he's already rich anyway, so probably like, I don't care. But now the market cap of Uber is 112 billion. Do I think Uber is worth 112 billion? That's a little far-fetched. Not 112 billion, right? That's the market cap on Uber right now. That's a little bit inflated now. Now let's take Lyft. The market cap on Lyft is 4 billion. 4 billion. So Uber market cap is 4%. Lyft market cap is 4% of Uber. Less than that. It's probably like 3% or 2%. Right? I don't know who we got here. Who is this moment? Come on live. Hold on one second. Never done before on. Oh. Can we do that? Oh, let's put a request in. Oh, you could come on live? Okay. Okay, on Instagram. I never really go live on Instagram. I even play with Instagram. Too funny. So, hold on. Let's see what this is. Jones. Well, I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, so you're looking at it. Market cap for Lyft now is $4 billion. Uber is 112 billion. It's too risky now. I mean, Uber is too high. $100 billion to buy Uber, according to the market, that's a little bit far-fetched, right? But it wasn't always that way. Uber wasn't 100 billion. You go back and you look at what it called, right? I think somebody's trying to join me in my live. I hit the button. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going off and going on. I don't know. So yeah. So hopefully ain't no crazy person. I don't know who that is. Appreciate you tuning in, but I don't know your name. I don't know who you are, but appreciate you tuning in. So anyway, my Silvergate went down to a penny stock, became a pink slip stock. New York Stock Exchange delisted it, and it decided it was going to file its bankruptcy, and that was it. So return on the capital deposits back, and it was out of the business. And my little baby fox that I brought, NFT, I brought for like 50, 60 something dollars, I think it was, with my Ethereum. It disappeared too. Nobody's talking about the digital real estate and coins and trading. Now everybody's shifting to AI, right? Hey, I try this one more time. If it don't work, then hey, maybe try another time. Then I tried it with AI. Yeah, you can't join for some reason. But I don't know. I hit the button. I don't know what's going on my end or your end or whatever. But now I feel like people's getting onto it with AI. It's an AI this and an AI that, right? Max B, what's going on, Max B? Max B said, Prince, I hate to put you on the spot, but what sector industry you see on the fall and what one do you see on the come up? Ooh, that's a good one. Somebody says on Instagram, I'm hesitant about getting back into crypto. Y'all give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Max. So, an industry that I see on the come up, consumer discretionaries. The sector of consumer discretionaries, XLY, I think is on the come up, right? Consumer discretionaries, I have want, WANT. I'm waiting on that. I think next year is going to be strong. I think retail is going to return around. We can see with Amazon. The end of the year, Amazon's starting to turn around. Amazon had a horrible year, right? And now Amazon's trying to turn around. And I think that you seeing this market is kind of picking back up. We're going into an election year, especially if former President Trump gets in the running. If he ain't in jail and he runs, I think we're going to see a massive bull market. And I think retail will be the one to benefit. Now, who I think is on the fall? Energy, oil, energy. BPT. Remember BPT, Max B with Uncle James? Uncle James coming on next month to do a 20. We already talked. He's coming on at the end of the month. No, early next month to do a review. So, but yes, I think the energy sector XLE has run its course, and I think people are getting out of cash, people are getting out of energy, people are getting out of utilities, and they're going back into tech. But I think consumer distractions is going to overtake tech because not because consumer distraction is so much better, it's because it got so beaten down last year and earlier this year with the recession talk. Amazon wasn't a factor anymore, started going down pretty bad, stuff like that. And I'll see consumer distractions XLY going up. And I think who's going to get hit the worst is energy, XLE. And I think throw another sleeper in there will be health, XLV, healthcare. It's the sleeper right now. Nobody's talking about it, but I'm not crazy. I'm not very well versed in healthcare. But energy and oil is flat, it spikes. It's flat, it spikes. It's flat, it spikes, right? So yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. And on the downside, energy and probably financials. The financials wasn't up that high anyway, but I would probably say with interest rates getting cut, financials maybe, but I think these sectors, we rotate in and out of sectors. And I think the sectors rotating out now will probably be people are going to get out of materials. Materials was very hot. And I think people are going to go back to tech and they're going to go back to retail like they were doing because people are going to be out buying more. That's my take on that. That's my take on that, Max B. You never could catch me on point because I'm always on point. Always on point. Because as you was talking about it, guess what I was reading? I was reading my board. They had all that stuff written down anyway. I keep this at my desk at all times. Anyway, with all my other stuff in here, my books, always catching up on data, talking about things. Oh, yeah, you got a good one. Over here on Instagram, he says the cybersecurity sector will fall under tech, but it's the same time as doing its own thing, right? You know what? Cybersecurity was hot. You know, look at this right here. Max B said, okay, I like to say I hate I sold Uber at $23. Ooh. You sold Uber at $23. Oh man. I held on to Uber and Silvergate. Silvergate went to zero. Uber made me look like a genius. So I wasn't getting out of Uber. When Silvergate threw in the flag and said, hey, we are done, I left. But Uber, man, I was reading the reports. I was reading data. I was coming here reading those data. See, the reason why you did that, Max B, the reason why you did that, because you didn't have your investor show cup. You didn't have that investor show cup. You was drinking out that investor show cup, reading that financial report, you'd have known not to leave Uber. See that? Y'all get y'all investor show cup off of somewhere in my link, somewhere in my YouTube channel. But yeah, I didn't give that one up, man. Uber was too, it was just dominating everybody. It was beating everybody. I didn't see anything that made me turn, you know. And we talked about Uber, Max B, a bunch on this show. We talked about it. We read financial reports. We went through the 10K. We went through the 10Qs. We went through the balance sheet. We went through the cash flow. We compared it to Lyft. We compared it to DoorDash. We looked at the prices, and I felt like $23. And what is $23? You can't even get a haircut these days for $23. So it was $23. I'm like, hey, you know what? I think this thing got a lot of value. Especially you had people like Grubhub, DoorDash that was all beating them. So yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. So but that's what we want you to do. Admit it. Admit what you did wrong. Admit, hey, why did I do that wrong? Why did I leave Uber? Because I saw it going down. Right? Look at this. Uber announces pricing of one upside of 1.5 billion all convertible bonds. Okay. I'm gonna teach y'all how to do that too, how to get newsletters from companies that you hold. So I can know, I can get all the press that they're putting out, the companies that they're filing with the SEC. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at this stock, you look at the company, those are my two for the year. I'm not the proudest about it, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, I challenge you, look at your entire portfolio. The S&P 500 so far this year has gone up, I think, 18%? S&P 500 so far this year. So far in 2023, the S&P 500 is 18% up, 18%. If your entire portfolio, don't tell me, oh, my Apple went up. No, if your entire portfolio is not up 18% or more, and you are in a growth status. Now, if you're somebody who's conservative, cash flow, this doesn't pertain to you. You're somebody who's in a growth status, and you're not keeping up a matching with the S&P 500, not daily, not every month, not even every year or whatever. But if you're noticing a trend that you're always underperforming S&P 500, you may just want to go with the S&P 500, right? That's something I want y'all to think about, all right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be my time today. I thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in on Instagram Live. Hold on one second. He says, oh, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is the other one. I was huge into cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is going to be here, but cybersecurity became very risky this year. Didn't do too good. I had CrowdStrike, was amazing. Fortinet was amazing, especially during the pandemic, but it's since kind of rotated. But cybersecurity still is going to be here. So in cybersecurity, if you're holding that sector, you got to know those finances, know what the heck you're holding, and compare it to its competition in the sector. So yeah, that's my take, y'all. I hope y'all got something out of it. Y'all check me out. I'm here live on YouTube. I'm on the podcast, and I'm on Instagram. Thank all y'all for tuning in. I know somebody was trying to join me on my live on my Instagram, but I don't know what's going on with this thing. Maybe I need to, learn this, I don't really do Instagram, but I'm going to be coming back more live on Instagram and stuff like that too. And it'll be sporadic times, but I'll be here. So yeah, if not, catch the playback. All right, y'all. Until next video, podcast, cartoon, book. Y'all stay tuned. I'm telling y'all, because I know y'all are real fans and followers and supporters of mine. My 4th book is coming out April of 2024. My best work yet. I guarantee y'all when y'all see this, y'all going to be like, wow. And if you're a real fan, you have my 1st book, my 2nd book, and my 3rd book. When I'm looking at with this 4th book, man, yeah, y'all going to say, wow. But anyway, even though this book won't be out this year, get those for your nieces, nephews, children's, grandchildren's, cousins as a good stocking stuff for Wesley Learns to Invest, Wesley Learns about credit, and Wesley Learns about insurance for your kids. You can grab those anywhere. They're hardcover, they're paperback, they're ebook, or you can just hit the play button and let them listen to it while they sleep on Audible on that audio book. But he said IG be tripping at times. But yeah, hey, it trips, and hey, maybe I didn't need to get on live next time. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see y'all. Peace. Be safe. I'm out, and thank you.